So the end was that the Ata Mamish is Kel Mistater. Because in what he adds here in the Maimer, a word from the Rebbe Rashab, in order to contain expression itself cannot be contained. The definition of expression is expression. It needs a higher source. It needs a higher source to contain the natural state of things, of light, and certainly all things, likewise, is that they make their presence felt, they express themselves. Expression is the nature of nature, the nature of reality, of existence. So to contain that is a higher koyach. So that's the Ata Kel Mistater. And that's the Oitzer. And therefore, where is that access, that Oitzer? In this world, which is God's ultimate containment. Containment to the point that he's denied completely, which is contrary to the objective and absolute and unchanging truth that there's nothing outside of him altogether. That's only Mekoich Ha'atzmos. Only the good Lord can do a thing like that, and that's the Ata Kel Mistater. So Mizeh Nimshachim, so from these two inyanim, what are the two inyanim? God's ability to express, and even a deeper one. Now, ultimately, as you pointed out several times, I just finished saying now that the koyach hagbala, the koyach to be magbil, to contain, is deeper than the koyach, than the faculty of expression. That's true in the seder of things, but ultimately for Atzmas, all is equal. That explains the contradictions in the language. Is b'shav, it's not b'shav. Are they equal for God or not? The answer is yes, but in terms of the expression, there is a hierarchy, and a deliberate hierarchy of higher and lower, and then the paradox that the lower is really higher. All of that is all because of Hashem's design for Dira B'Tachtonim, and we reflect that in our own makeup. As you pointed out yesterday, it takes more effort to contain yourself than to express yourself. So these two inyonim, koyach hamagbil, the ability to contain and the ability to reveal, these are the two inyonim. Izenim shochem beze inyonim. So from here comes a draw and a root to the two inyonim of Lamai. The mata adin ket, he puts the second one first because that's lower. Lamata adin tachlis, that's the obligable, or Lamai adin ket, or the koyach obligable, or Lamai adin ket, that's the koyach agvul. Sheshneim he mekoyach insof, both are God's equal koyach ability. They're all equally him. Which is why we say that he is both. Here he reverses the order. The difference is that they manifest two qualities, and the quality of containment being deeper. For us, in the end, not initially. For us, initially, it's less. Turns out that it's more. And the third level, it's all equal. The third ultimate truth. Once the dira is made, as we said, the dira is not just betachtonim, but affects also, therefore, as a result, the elyonim also. From the lamata din tachlis, as we explained, that the whole mind, but the oir draw it descends and never changes. So that's the infinite reach of the oir lamata adin tachlis, and it's unfathomable. What's unfathomable about it is that it produces gvul, invested in gvul, and yet remains unchanging. Well, and from the union of Lamad and Ket, which the Rebbe explains to mean not gilly, but in the country that's koyach the tzimtzum koyach hamagbil. So from that nimshach me'akoyach shlei lahoyer, that comes from within Atzmos, the ability of Atzmos to be and not to be, as it were. And not to be is deeper than to be, because to be is reality. If you are, you cannot be and not be at the same time, but only Atmos can do that. And that's the deeper koyach shaloi l'hayir. Sharei, as he goes on to say, excuse me. I made a fresh coffee. Yeah. I didn't mount it on the stand because it wasn't filled when I left.
Yeah, you mounted.
Huh?
It's mounted.
Now it's mounted. Okay, so it's there. The one that's full is fresh. שהכוח לצמצם ולהילים בהלם, שזהו rather, הכוח לצמצם ולהילים בהלם, אחר הלם, God's ability to contain, not to be in quotations, which is fundamentally impossible, and yet he does that. ולהילים בהלם, אחר הלם, to conceal himself, concealment after concealment, all the way to this world where Pari says, I'm God. And that's what the pasuk is saying. Ata kel mistater. You, here's mamish the ata. The ata is invoked only in the kel mistater, not in the chesed kel kol hayom. Kel, that's already God as a manifested being, divine, the divine entity, the divine being. But that's kel. That's already a description. It's already a giloi. Hayom, Giloi, revelation, light, day. But Kel Mistater is At. And again, in our own experience, Iskafia takes more effort than doing. And that's the whole point, that this is the Oitzer. That you should know, that's how the Maimro began, Kadiskafia. Kadiskafia Sitrach, when he subjugates, what's he doing? He's making it not. It's the same thing. When he subjugates, it's containing. What's your call of the glory of God? That's the Oitzer. He reveals Atzmos, the Ata, the Chul Almin, all of existence. Because he did it here, like the lever, and he lifted all of existence. He reveals Atzmos, the Kayach HaKabbalah, and all of existence. And as we said, it transforms the Giloi. That the Giloi, the Eira Ein Sof, which ostensibly is a virtue, infinite, it's appreciated that it's not a virtue. It's only a virtue because it's him. And therefore, Gvul is also him, also equally him. They're both virtuous equally because they're him. That's what makes them virtuous. So the whole point of the Maimon is that this is the oitz that's given to a year, that you should know that in his struggle, he feels, oh, I'm struggling, I'm so far from anything. No, it's in that struggle that's where we connect Atmos Mamash, and Atmos is invested in your struggle. And the my little diskafia, that's the expression of the helem ha'atzmi, of the ochein ata kel mistater. And that's the whole kavana, is to reveal the ata lamata in the struggle. And it can only be revealed in the struggle. Can only be revealed in helem. Like Leonard Cohen says, you want it darker? It's one of his last songs. He has the Kaddish in it. Huh?
Someone's ringing the bell.
Well, if you want to, just go to the kitchen and wait till he rings again, and then hit number 6. And tell him to push and pull the door. Das ist Gilui Atzmus.
Is the struggle the Gilui Atzmus, or breaking the struggle Gilui Atzmus?
Obviously, it's in the Iskafia. It's in the successful struggle. Otherwise, it's just the Helem. It's all potential, but you haven't revealed Atzmus. The Gilui Atzmus is in that moment of Iskafia, when you struggle and you don't. And that the Iskafia is a struggle. That's what it is. So if in the struggle, yeah. In the Kabbalah's oil, as he says, Yerushalayim, the Eitz of the Gemara says, someone's going to bring it here. Brings it in Adam Amorim. That what's Hashem's treasure? Hashem's treasure is our Kabbalah's oil. Is our Yerushalayim. And where do we get the koich for Yerushalayim and Kabbalah's oil? From the treasure darga, from the Atzmis Dike darga. So it's a mighty good thing. We just think about it, that in my struggle, with my little Yetzirah, big Yetzirah, it's little objectively, it's big for me. And one is kafir. That is Megala Atzmos Lamata, not revealed in the Koyach HaBligvo Lifnei Atzimtz, Leidin Sof Lifnei Atzimtz. It's there, potential, latently, it's all there, Behelim. But what reveals Atzmos is a little bit of Yerushalayim.
It's mashma from the and what you just said from inside l'chayre, that in the struggle, it's like in the kisui alone.
Yeah. When you're inspired, and that's beautiful. That's Giloim. You're connecting taka to the Koyach HaBligvo. But when you're not inspired, and you're struggling with Helam, and you don't give in to the Yetzirah, there's Amshachas Atzmos. That's the kavan of this Ave of Dirib Tachtoin.
Correct, but it's not. I don't. What's he saying here?
The inspirational moments are there to serve that. Inspirational moments, ultimately, the Gilui, the Milas of the Mata. The inspirational moments are ultimately there in order to inspire me to that hang in and Yerushalayim, Kabbalah Soil, Abyssal Iskafia, and the Yemam Shechatzmos. What are you saying, Chaim? Are you saying something else? I don't know what you're saying.
You're saying that the Gilui Atzmos is in winning the battle.
Winning the battle means Iskafia.
Correct. I'm not disagreeing with that, but
no.
L'chayre from the words, he's saying in the Helem, in the exactly in the Helem.
It's only the Helem that Atzmos is accessed directly.
Oh, you mean it's accessed? He doesn't say those words here, but I understand what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing.
That's what it means. It's you, Atzmos. You are there in the Kelm Yistater.
Correct.
More so than in your Gilui.
Correct.
And what kind of Hester? Actually, start and become a Kisur. We're not talking only the Hester of Kelem Datzilus. But actually, start to become a Kisur, become a clipping. Many concealments. A person's life faces many levels of concealment, many levels of struggle, and all of them is the Atta. And in the greatest concealment is the greatest access. That how concealing can things go? Where like Pari says, he's just oblivious to God. It's me, and what I've accomplished is my accomplishment. Where could be such a? How could there be such a matziv? How could there be a situation which denies God when it's contrary to the absolute objective reality? It's impossible. And so it's koich atzmos. To be is one thing. Not to be, that's koich atzmos. He means the atzmos the koich. It's only the Eibush to this day. In the words of the Rebbe Rashab, the bligvol amiti, the true infinite, not the classic infinite, which cannot coexist with finite, incompatible. In the world of classic infinite, finite is of insignificance. There is no shaykhs. But the true bligvol is atzmos. That's why it's with amiti in the quote from the Rebbe Rashab. The Rakba Krecha from Samachvav and 9 base. The Rakba Krecha in Sof, La Hailim, or La Hasta, Bribim, and Elmas Vesterim. Only the Abishter can deny himself, as it were, eclipse himself objectively in terms of revelation. The Zel in Sof Lamaid Cats, that's the Malet in Cats. Again, to pare things down, it's simply consider it this way. The question of Chassidus, this is ganz Chassidus. On the one hand, the pasuk says, "Einod mulvada," or "Einod," there's nothing other than God. There's nothing other than God. And the same pasuk says, "It's Shemayim va'aretz." Only God, only the Eibishter can do that. If you're the only reality to exclude, there's not even the possibility of all else. It's not possible because Einod mulvada. You can't become not God anymore and carve out a place where I am not. And yet you did. And you created an entity that doesn't know you and defies you. And as you said yesterday, the glib answer, well, you hide yourself, is not an answer because there's nothing to hide behind. There's nothing to hide behind. We should feel bottled b'mitzias, and the whole creation is. The Rebbe says, "Hakel hagodel hagiber." Just like God, we can't understand the Koich Ein Sof to complete to hagiber, the Koich hagvura. The chiddush of the Maamre is that the Maamre is pointing out that the bigger chiddush is in the gevura, because since we exist, that's kind of a given for us. Existence expresses itself. Containment, that is the bigger chiddush for us. Even though objectively for God it's all the same. In the end, we will reveal that it's all the same. Again, 3 matzavim. The natural matzav is high, low is low. There's distance from God. There's maila, there's mata. Then the big avodah is no dafkin the mata. Do you access the Eibush to the ata? Dafkin the mata. And the third matzav, as a result of that, that the maila and Eir Ein Sof gets suffused with Giloya Atzmos, which means that there's no Maila in Maila. And there's no Ksara in Mata, ultimately. It's all Him. That's the ultimate equanimity and equality that we bring, and that's the result of our Avodah. That Bamis is like the 3 stages of history. There's a first stage till Yemaisa Mashiach. So there's good and bad, there's high and low, there's a huge dichotomy in existence. Then Yemaisa Mashiach, where this world becomes a Dida B'Tachtoinim. And then Tchias HaMeisim, the third kufa, Vayem HaShlishi, the third kufa is B'chol HaElamos. Atzmos revealed in everything, in Blikvul equally, Maila and Mata. That's stage 3.
So going back,
It's a pasuk. Yechayenu miyamayim Vayem HaShlishi, Yekimenu v'Yenichye Lefanov. You give us life for 2 days, and the 3rd days we rise up and stand before you. That's a remez to the 2 days of pre-Yemaisa Mashiach. Yemaisa Mashiach, V'Yemashlishi, the 3rd day we rise up Tchias HaMeisim. Then it's a transformation of all the v'shtalshlos of everything Atzmos revealed and everything v'shav. Yes, go ahead.
so
It's a niggin from Rabbi Gordon, right?
1 second.
so Atzmos is revealed when you have the scaffold.
In what?
When you have the scaffold.
That's what it's all about. Is it little Yiddish? Yeah. Go ahead.
Is there a continuation, like whatever outcome from the scaffold that like you have the scaffold, right?
So you don't realize
So
it.
then
You were
there's
just
like a
mamshech
avodah.
atzmus lamata. So Mashiach will come. You'll see what you just did. Just that's what's revealed here.
So I'm saying, but it's only the scaffold. It's not by scaffold.
Oh, the sapcha is the next stage. It's a hemshech. Yeah, but the sapcha doesn't come in the vacuum. It's only through his skafi.
You know what I'm saying?
Sapcha is
It's
the
not the scaffold,
sapcha is the result.
but
He
it's
says sapcha is like the giloy of what you did. Bedike kvetche is avodas habeinanim is iskafia.
Yeah.
It will lead inevitably to sapcha, which is like the 3rd era. Just the 3rd era.
I was saying Yechayenu miyamayim is the niggin, the singular.
The what?
nigga from Rabbi Gordon.
Who? A niggin from who?
Gordon, right from Morristown.
I never heard it. Yisrael God.
Yechayenu miyamayim. Serious, serious stuff.
Didn't go to high school.
Who's speaking? Yeah, Chaim.
Avner.
Who's sharing this? Chaim.
Avner.
Oh, Avner. Sorry. Yeah, there's many Maamarim start with those words. Saul Gordon was a wonderful man who we had the merit of addressing us Yud Shvat years ago. We had a bas to the oil, or two. I think we had two bases, and we had a big dinner together with Chabad of Five Towns with Valovik in a local shul near the oil, and our guest speaker was the much beloved Rabbi Saul Gordon Alav Shalom. Yeah, so this is the treasure that is given in order to achieve victory in the battle. Not only is the Ein Sof, in other words, not only do we get inspiration, translate that, not only do we get inspiration, Giloi, Hashem sends us inspiration. Elagam mevazvezim es ha'oitzer is the oitzer is mevazvez is keep on struggling with that word is squandered. Shinyonu shel oitzer shel behelem a oitzer by definition a treasure is concealed. So what is that? That's za'inyin hel and va'iloi l'mayladin ketz. That's the koyach hamagbil, God's concealment, which is a deep expression of His essence or more direct expression. That's what's given to every Yid in his milchama, in his iskafia. That's how it's expressed in his dealing with his own helm and the helm of the world. And through this, there's foot soldiers, that's you and I, we bring victory. As said earlier, even though who does the king give the treasures to? Directly gives it to the officers. That's the Rabbi. But the point is, intent is, it's through the officers, their whole Anasi Akoyel, his whole Indian is Yagiu Ha'itris La'anshe Akoyel. That these treasures should be given to the Anshe Achoyel, HaNosi Achoyel, even that aspect of the Nosi which is elevated and beyond us. That's the Lamaylam Adad and Katz that he has and received. This he gives over. Anshe Atzova to the soldiers, that's Ash, Nikroim Tzivis Hashem. We are called the legions, the soldiers of God. Shehem Elo, they are the ones. Shemenatzchem Simchama B'Peyel that carry out the Muhammad. Right? The Deborah says, I did all I can and I've given you everything, but you have to do it. This is what the opening words of the first Yud Shvat. And we all know it by heart. It's recorded. By the grace of God, it's recorded. You can hear it. And the Rebbe says there famously in the bosom, don't put any literally any birds in your breast. Know that the beating heart is an illusion. It's a bird in the breast. And he says there that we can sing, we say, we'll say my mother, sing the gunim. That's the empowerment. But at the end of the day, the iskafia to be transformed, the yitzhara, never shabam is das yeder, in the daf alein ton. I mean, you have to hear the Meredika words and so beautiful.
It is pretty amazing
Huh?
that it's recorded.
Yeah, thank God. The person, whoever was Mehalik, whoever recorded it, and didn't realize that this is cosmic mamish, that words will be heard and reverberate in the hearts of Yidden for decades and forever till Mashiach comes and beyond. Put down the tape recorder and hit the press button. Okay. Whatever, it's a nice thing recorded. Who could know what these words, what they will do, and how they will inspire us and continue to reverberate and live and be heard ever clearer and louder, ever deeper. Ukashem shebitzias Mitzrayim nikra b'nei Yisrael b'shem tzivus Hashem. And just like them, we went out of Mitzrayim, we were called God's soldiers. Commission cost of Yotz, we called tzivus Havaya. Me'eretz Mitzrayim al tzivoisam. All the hosts of God went out of Mitzrayim al tzivoisam, according to their hosts, their tribes. I don't know. But in the places, so too now, when we go out of this Golus, it'll be like then, it'll be wanderers, and it'll be foot soldiers, and stuff can avoid the Viskafia. Be as Mashiach Sitkeno, going out of Golus now, with Mashiach's coming, al yedei avoda b'meshech zman ha-Golus. It's all achieved through the avoda, not just us, we're just the final battle, but it's the whole of the Avodah of Meshach Managolis by Yitzim L'chama in going out to this great war. Now it's the final battle. The Rebbe says the final battle is basically not to be dispelled from the scoffer and the mocker, the external one and the internal one. That's how easy it is. It's just a chorus of mockery, which is no substance, but it's very loud. And what's the word? It's find the word, but it has no substance. So what it takes is we take the treasure of Yerushalayim. That's the oitzah. Again, Yerushalayim means Yiskafia and Kabbalah's oil. You hold yourself back. That's what God's holding back property is. That's the oitzah. That's the oitzah. The maila adin ketz. And we are victorious in the battle. B'nei Yisrael yotzim yadrama. You didn't go out with an outstretched hand. Al yedei Mashiach Tzidkenu, through our righteous anointed one, b'karev b'yameinu, very soon in our days. Okay, so Monday, Be'ezer Hashem, a little overview, and then begin the Maamre of Tavshim Memhei.